when you're cutting to the meat of the bone, as I was saying before I got cut off there, know that he secured the gear and the ammunition that contributed to us winning our freedom. This is true. Even though he went against Michael Collins in the end, and even though his relationship with De Valera makes it look suspicious, as if he was maybe there to, I don't know, betray Michael Collins or something. But that's not historical record, so we won't even go there. But there's something suspicious about his role in the whole plot. I find him an odd figure. So let's go forward anyway to 2026. The real cosmic irony of the Briscoe story is looking at where Ireland and Israel stand today. If you told a lad back in the 1920s that a Dublin Jewish rebel was using Michael Collins' blueprint to help build the foundation of the Israeli state, they'd probably think our two countries would be best mates forever. But look at the reality now. The relationship between Ireland and Israel isn't just strained, it's on absolute ice. Bambi on ice. It's walking around with noodles and wet noodles for legs. Anyway, listen, we're talking about completely frozen over here. The modern glitch. Ireland has become one of the sharpest, most vocal critics of Israel on the entire European stage. Walk down any street in Dublin today and you'll see a Palestinian flag flying from a balcony, murals on walls and thousands of people marching in the street. Our politicians are constantly up on the high horse in Europe, pushing for sanctions, recognitions of statehood and calling out the absolute devastation in Gaza. Meanwhile, Tel Aviv looks at Dublin and sees a country that doesn't just get it, or worse, a country that's actively hostile. It looks at us like an enemy. The diplomatic shouting matches between the two governments have become a regular fixture on the news, and that's the ultimate mind-bending loop of the whole thing. Think about the absolute madness of it. The very tactics used to force the British out of Palestine, the blockades breached, the guerrilla strategies executed, were imported straight out of Dublin mountains by a lad who ended up as Lord Mayor of this city. Fast forward to today, and Ireland is the chief political thorn in Israel's side. The establishment has to keep Robert Briscoe out of history books because his very existence breaks the modern matrix. It proves that history isn't a neat comic book with obvious heroes and villains. It's a messy, interconnected web of data, but the politicians will keep editing the past. Because if you knew how deeply intertwined our histories actually were, you might start questioning the simple stories they use to keep us divided here and now today, lads. These people aren't as clever as you think. They're just very, very rich. And they're just good ones holding the pencil when it comes time to write the history. That's all.